Hey there guys, welcome back to the Happy Hour House of Horror. Today we got some more Army of Darkness comics for you, specifically the 4-part miniseries Ashes to Ashes. This was published by Dynamite between July and October of 2004. It's got Andy Hartnell writing the bitch with pencils by Nick Bradshaw. This is a direct follow-up to the Dark Horse adaptation of the movie, though the ending has been changed to the original ending of the movie to facilitate continuity with this run of comics. Basic gist of it is, after a brief recap, we see that Ash was transported back to his time with the potion from the Wise Man, but it turns out he actually came back a bit early, before his original self had even went through the portal back to the Middle Ages. The Wise Man shows up and essentially tells Ash that, because he didn't read the words right again, they've got to go make sure that his original self goes back in time to fight the Army of Darkness with them and keep the timeline straight so that he can end up where he is currently to destroy the Necronomicon. So they set off to the cabin in the woods and proceed to have a pretty sweet battle with original Ash or past Ash. It's all kind of confusing but pretty funny. Eventually they are able to send his ass back through the portal to the past, and current Ash with the Wise Man sets out to take the Necronomicon back to the hidden tomb where it was created so that they can destroy it. They grab a plane and head out that way, but they end up crashing the bitch and, finding themselves stranded in this crazy forest. After wasting a snake and talking to a tree, they find out that they have to travel through the Valley of the Cursed to this crazy fucking cavern system wherein lies the fucking tomb that, holds this puzzle they have to solve to essentially destroy the Necronomicon. Along the way, the old Wise Man ends up getting killed by Ash's hand. There's a good play on words during that scene. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. After a sad little burial, Ash ends up heading out and finding this tomb. Once again, fucking it up like the knucklehead he is and basically unleashing all kind of hell. Meanwhile, while he was doing that, his hand attached itself to a corpse, essentially resurrecting the dark version of Ash from Army of Darkness, who then resurrects an entire army of the dead and, comes at Ash for the book once again. He's about to get his ass handed to him when past Ash comes through the portal with a whole army of medieval dudes and the past version of the Wise Man. They end up helping him hold back the Army of Darkness while Ash is able to trap them within a ring of fire with the Necronomicon, effectively destroying the present version of the Necronomicon, but the past one still exists. Now all Ash really had to do was wait until these guys all went back through their portal and then chuck the book back in after them. But he was too focused on getting some sugar from Sheila and ended up forgetting it, which leaves it open to, sequels in the future, obviously. Which is really the entire purpose of this 4-parter in a nutshell. It's basically just there to set it up so that they can do future sequels based on Army of Darkness. It's there to make sure that, Ash from the Army of Darkness timeline ends up where he needs to be in the current timeline with a copy of the Necronomicon there as well, so that all types of Deadites and shit can be resurrected in future issues of Army of Darkness. Absolutely a blast. I mean, it's basically a perfect sequel. We get to see Ash mixing it up with people from Army of Darkness once again. Obviously, as I mentioned, we get to see him mix it up with a past version of himself. And the humor and the art and everything about it just perfectly fits Army of Darkness. The art style is a bit frantic and a bit wacky, which is just perfect. There's lots of little subtle things hidden within it too. The writing is just about perfect. I mean, Ash's humor is spot fucking on this time around instead of seeming a little bit wooden like it did at a couple of points in the movie adaptation. Way too many highlights to list in one go, but the short list of them would probably be when the Wise Man's talking about Ash having the beaver fever and Linda being the only cure, when he has to fight an entire forest basically full of Deadite infested wildlife, and obviously the ending. I mean, he's so focused on getting that sugar that he just leaves it open for it all to happen all over again. It's almost like Ash has this curse of just bad luck, and obviously he's a bit of a knucklehead on top of that. It's almost like Ash is 1 part idiot, 1 part horny hound dog, and 2 parts fucking absolute badass. And thankfully the 2 parts badass balances out and tends to get him out of shit by the skin of his teeth in the end. But the stupidity and the horn dogging tend to get him in a little bit of trouble along the way, and that's what makes it fun. Overall, I can't do anything but recommend this. If you're not hyped on reading more Army of Darkness after reading this initial miniseries, there's something wrong. So get out there and check it out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We'll see you back here real soon with some more Army of Darkness, some more Jason, some more Freddy. We're just building towards that Versus series, so stay tuned.